Hello and welcome to Redvee TV, here after week 1 of the opening round of Super League, and only fitting that we're here this evening down at Blackbrook Rugby Club, where Saints superstars James Graham's come from before going to Australia, and James Roby, who celebrated his 400th game on Friday night, and what a warrior, just keeps on going, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. I think he's a bit of a robot, isn't he? He's just like the Duracell bunny. He just keeps going and going and going, and shows no signs of slowing up.
I think Friday night, I think the opposite. Well, I think it was going to be Theo Farge who was probably going to relieve him for a spell, wasn't it? But then obviously we got the injury to Ryan Morgan in the centres, that head injury. So obviously a little bit of a shift round, and James ended up doing 80 minutes again.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think he's used to it by now. Unfortunately, I think you can see a little bit of his age there when he picked up that loose ball and started going, and you thought maybe 10 years ago
he'd have definitely gone all the way, wouldn't he?
10 years ago he'd have gone all the way, but I like the fact that he, instead of trying to find a gap, he just ran straight into somebody and thought he was going to steamroller. It's typical James.
32 now, 33 November at the end of the year. How many more years can he go on for? Yeah, I think he doesn't show any signs of slowing down that much, does he?
He doesn't. I mean, he's got to watch out because his body's obviously going to get a little bit older and he's going to be more susceptible to injuries. But I don't see why, if he's well managed, why he can't go on for another couple of years yet. I don't think there'll be much sign of him retiring. But if they can spell him with the likes of Theo Farge or one of the young lads, Aaron Smith or someone like that.
We'll do what Wigan do with Sean O'Loughlin and just like dig him out for the big games.
Roll him out for the big games, why not?
Well, at the minute, 80 minutes every week and no signs of slowing down.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, before we go on to talk about the Friday night's game in a bit more detail, I think we were all pleasantly surprised with that Alex Walmsley news, four-year contract. I think it was probably accepted by the majority. Even Saints fans, I think, have probably accepted that he was on his way to Australia and this was going to be his final year swan song in Super League. But I tell you what, the club have pulled that out of the bag, haven't they? Yeah,
it's a great signing. I think there's one set of fans who thought he was staying in Super League, and that was Castleford fans.
If you remember that,
yeah,
that was the same year that they were champions.
Yeah, if you believe the forums, which are coming back, if we get another tweet
maybe
about
tonight.
That, yeah.
The forums are coming back. They haven't gone forever. We've not been silenced. We just moved servers and it caused a few problems. We are coming back.
Yeah, if you believe Castleford fans, then he was moving over the Pennines because he was sick of commuting, even though I think he only lives in Rainford or somewhere like that.
I used to see him walking home with his boots on the way for some of the away games when the coach beat us back.
Fair enough. Well, it's a great signing. I thought he was going to go over to Australia. To get that news just before the game would have given the players a lift, I think, as well.
Yeah, I think,
knowing that we're keeping hold of a massive
I think we can all speculate the reasons why, and it probably a little bit unfair. There probably might a bit more to it than professional, maybe personal reasons as well. But maybe he just went over to Australia and thought, you know what, Blackpool Beach better than Bondi.
Yeah, why not? Why not take after another good Yorkshireman?
Yeah. 46-12 Friday night then.
46-6.
46-6, even better.
Yeah.
Where did they get 12 from?
I don't know.
Don't know. Slept over the weekend, busy weekend. 46-6. Could it have gone any better?
Callum Moore could have stayed on the pitch for his allotted minutes.
When I think I've got home and I've watched that back, that was soft. It was really soft.
I think if you do anything like that...
You see worse than that week in, week out.
You do, but it's foul play. He had to go for it. It's a soft one, but he had to go for it. And it's one of them that if that was Callum Moore on the ground and it was Paul McShane putting the knee in, I'd be screaming for Paul McShane to have 10 minutes. So unfortunately it was a soft one. I think that's the only thing. I was expecting a very tight game. I think I said 18 points to 10, and it was nothing of the sort.
Was that a case of us being really good or Castleford not really being at the races?
A little bit of both, I think. I don't want to take anything away from that Saints performance.
To be fair, I think that Saints performance would have beat Cass at their best last season.
Yeah, probably so. Obviously not by that margin, but
would have beaten.
Yeah, I think so. I think we looked at a couple of their frailties. Fullback being one. We had to test Ben Roberts, and I think he pretty much got found out defensively.
I think Darryl Powell's basically said that Ben Roberts might be moved from fullback this week as well. What was so good about it for me though was not only did we go and score 46 points, the defence was spot on. Yeah. The only points we conceded were basically when Amor got binned, and it was on I think it was the set following that.
Yeah.
Now, I think we always say, I cast it, we're doing it last season, but I said all along, defence wins championships, and that's usually one of the staples of having an Aussie coach, which obviously Justin Holbrook will bring to us. Yeah. So it's got to work both ways, and it's great scoring all them points, but if your defence isn't good enough, you're going to be found out, and it was a stern test, and we stood up to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think they threw too much. I think midway through the game, I asked actually who was playing standoff for Castleford. We hadn't really noticed Luke Gale, but I think that was because he was wearing a scrum hat. And
I think we said half an hour in, where's Luke Gale? And
he had a scrum cap and a flesh-coloured swimming cap on as well, apparently. But yeah, we didn't allow their halfbacks. I mean, we didn't really allow their props to bully us, which is the way to do it. But yeah, their halfbacks just weren't in it. I didn't know it was Truman playing at 6 until well into the second half, just because he got no ball and we didn't allow them to play. And it was great defence. You see some of the tackling stats and you think, wow, we've really got stuck into it.
Yeah, speaking of tackling stats, unsung heroes from Friday night, I think, yeah, we've got Ben Barber, Danny Richardson did well with his kicking, but unsung heroes for me, John Wilkin, thought had a great game.
He did have a
we
great
really
game.
Missed him on the edge when he went off. Dominic Peru was lambasted quite a lot last season, second in the tackling stats, just behind James Roby, who's always going to be top of that statistic, and obviously Zeb Tyre looked threatening, a lot more threatening last season, so all of our second rowers had a really good game. It's good when all of the team is contributing.
Yeah, Peru was definitely solid, not spectacular, but he got through his work. Second highest tackler, did you say?
Yeah, just behind James Roby. I think Peru was 39 tackles for the game.
Well, as I said in the pre-season preview, it looks like Holbrook coming in has almost reinvigorated his game. He's never ever going to be the greatest player to pull on the Redvee. He's not going to be a Paul Sculthorpe, he's not going to be a Paul Wellens, he's not going to be a Chris Joynt or anyone like that of the recent era. But you know what, if he turns in performances like that, good defensive performances, and can add a bit of the attacking side to his game, then he's going to be part of the 17.
I don't want to take it away from any of the players when I say as Justin Holbrook simplified it, because I think simplified is what we were doing under Kieran Cunningham, and it wasn't really working. But it seems like we're doing the routine things well.
Do you mean we've gone back to basics? As in getting hold of a rugby ball in training,
keeping hold of it, passing it, keeping hold of it. Yeah. Whereas obviously, I think tactically under Kieran Cunningham we went back to basics and it was just shocking. Yeah. I think that's been taken to Lee, judging by their weekend results as well. Other results from the weekend, obviously Warrington losing at home to Leeds on Thursday night, and I think Leeds, I thought they were going to struggle early on, but I was really impressed by them. I thought they were pretty decent, and Warrington probably just going to be Warrington again.
Yeah, I mean, I've tipped Warrington to do all right this year, but much depends. Much depends on how Tyrone Roberts beds in. I was worried for Leeds. Well, not worried. I couldn't care less about Leeds, but their kicking game, I didn't know if they'd have one with Joel Moon and Richie Myler in the halves, but Richie Myler looked like he was quite happy to take on that senior role at half-back and take the ball in hand and be the kicker. But yeah, to be honest, it didn't really surprise me, that game. Leeds always know how to put in a performance. Close, but yeah, it didn't surprise me, the result.
Games that we haven't seen a lot of. Hull spanked Huddersfield at home, 38 points to 12. Hull, probably another team who will probably be looking to finish in that top 4 this season, starting off well. Hull KR, 28-6 defeat at home to Wakefield. I thought Wakefield wouldn't be as good as last year, probably like Cass, but they seem to have done well up at Craven Park.
Wakefield are always one of those who threaten to be decent, and then like last year when they tailed off, they've made some decent signings, especially in the pack. They know what they've got, and they've got a new signing with Tom Johnson coming back in.
Yeah, I'm surprised that some of maybe the bigger teams in Super League maybe didn't have a look at him in the pre-season and see if they can tempt him away from Wakefield. Whether Wakefield would have been tempted to listen to offers, I don't know. Yeah. But if Leeds or Warrington come calling, would they have kept hold of him?
I think it's one of those.
Or is it one of those, he's coming back from injury and...
They want to see how he goes first. Yeah, and not only that, you've got to remember, like in the situation that we were, you've got contracts that you've got to adhere to. You can't just keep paying people off and you've got a salary cap. So while they may look at him for next year, if they've got people coming off contract, as you say, with the injury, I don't think they'd have gone for him this year.
So, going back to while we're talking about wingers, Adam Swift must be absolutely kicking himself being behind Regan Grace and Tommy Makins at the minute. Not because they should be in the team ahead of them, but because he must be looking at some of the other players in Super League and other sides and thinking, oh my word, I'd be in that team every week. Adam Swift, another good Brooker.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. He scored a hat-trick as well that weekend, didn't he, against the North Wales Crusaders?
Yeah. Ryan Atkins. Deary me. 2 40-12 results of the weekend. Wigan going to Salford and coming away with a really good result, and I think Salford are going to be one to struggle this year. I think they'll be fighting out at the bottom. Catalan falling at Widnesstow, 40 points to 12, and I was shocked by that.
Yeah, I was
shocked when we had money on it. But. Yeah,
just going back to the Wigan game, the tries that I've seen, Wigan have looked good going forward. Whether that's playing an absolutely terrible Salford side, you don't know, but it seemed to have clicked for them, and they've got a bit of pace across the back line. Catalan though, I mean, the eye pitch is always in Widnes's favour, but how they've fallen away, are they going to struggle? I've gone down for struggling this
I think after half an hour they were 12-6 up.
Yeah.
And they just capitulated and waved the white flag. Well, unsurprisingly. But yeah, Saints will go down there this weekend, and we'll look forward to that in our next video. People who want to watch that game this weekend can come down here to Blackbrook Rugby Club.
Yeah.
Pre-season friendly kicking off at 2:30 against Wigan St Jude's. So a chance to watch Brook pace some Wiganers. And then after that game, there's going to be 2 big screens showing the Saints Catalan game.
Yeah.
There's going to be one in the room where the kids are allowed if you want to bring the family, and another in the other room if you want to get away from the kids. So you can get a bit of a rugby fix this weekend with Saints being away in Catalan. Get down here to Blackbrook Club, get a few pints and watch the game.
Yeah, support a local club.
Right, we will see you on our look ahead to the weekend. On Thursday we'll put that video out, looking ahead to the Catalan game. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you Thursday for Redvee TV.